Today, we're making an overnight backyard brisket using our Rock's Bourbon Brisket Rub. Let's get started by walking through my version of a backyard trim. So as you can see, I'm not gonna be super aggressive with what I'm trimming. On the top side, I'm removing anything that is kind of loose and any silver skin that's still on there. Next, I focus on working to remove some of the hard fat that's on the side. After that, I flipped it over and worked to kind of just shape it up. I'm trying to trim off some of the fat cap without exposing any of the meat. I do wanna get some of that fat cap off, as not all of it's gonna render down. You can see on this brisket, there's a little slice or a notch on that one side. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it go because eventually that'll just kind of go away as I continue to trim. Now, as you can see, I'm just kind of shaving things down, essentially trying to get it so that it's gonna lay as flat as possible when I place it on the smoker. This is really important so that we don't get any pooling of juice on the top during the cook, and shaping the brisket will really help get nice airflow aerodynamically across the brisket and allows good smoke to flow across the top. Here towards the ends, I cut a nice clean edge on the outside. Essentially, I'm trying to remove that grayish color that's occurred from oxidation when it was packed. And then at the end, I just round off all the corners because the real thin parts will just dry out quite a bit. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this trim, but again, it's just a backyard style trim, so it's not super aggressive. With the trim done, I'm ready to season. For this recipe, I use a newer spice blend, my Smoke Q Rock's Bourbon Brisket Rub. It's a traditional Texas style brisket rub with heavy salt and pepper flavors. But the pepper and the salt are both infused with bourbon flavors from some bourbon barrel aging. For the first 2 hours of this cook, I ran on super smoke at 225 degrees on my Traeger Timberline XL. And then, since this is an overnight recipe, I turned the smoker down to 180 degrees overnight. After going all night, I woke up and we were at 170 in the point and about 175 in the flat. And that meant I'm ready to wrap. So to start, I rip off a long piece of butcher paper, spray it down with some water, and that makes it a little bit more foldable and pliable. As you can see, I've got a real nice smoke on the brisket, so I pull it off, and then I'm just trying to wrap this thing as tightly as possible. I start by folding over the top and folding over the sides, and then just wrapping it up like a Christmas present as best I can. I'm sure, like most of you, I never quite get the length just right, so I just fold over the edge and tuck it under at the very end. As a little bit of an added bonus, I actually put my MEATER Plus wireless thermometer back in, and it actually kind of holds the butcher paper in place. Since I'm only sitting at about 170 degrees internal temperature on the flat and 175 on the point, I crank it up to 250 degrees since I'm looking to eat around late afternoon to an early dinner. So at 250, I ran the brisket for another almost 5 hours and then let it rest for 2 hours, and then we were ready to slice it up to eat. When I'm just serving this at home, I maybe do it a little bit different, but I just went ahead and sliced it right down the middle, kind of where the point and the flat meet each other. Then I started slicing against the grain all the way down the flat. And as you can see, it just pulls right apart. It's really tender, really juicy. Overall, I was really happy with this cook. But once the flat is sliced, I then slice up the point. I start by slicing right down the middle of the point and then into about 1/4 inch thick slices. This is my favorite part of the brisket, and my family actually likes the flat, so I love that I get most of the point to myself.